Good evening, everyone. I'm Dr. Darrell Johnson here with Ms. Judy LeGrand on behalf of the South Carolina School Board Association, and we appreciate everyone for coming out tonight to hear some words from the 4 finalists. The format we're going to use tonight is each candidate will have 3 minutes to address the audience. After 3 minutes, the candidates will be in each corner of this room, which will give you an opportunity to rotate for 30 minutes and maybe ask a brief question or two so that others will have an opportunity to also ask a question of the candidate. Please also note that Ms. LeGrand and I will be in charge for tonight, and you can deal with the board members a little later. Tonight, they are merely observers. So if there's a question about anything, again, address me, Dr. Darrell Johnson, or Ms. Judy LeGrand. So we're going to start the program off, and again, each person will have 3 minutes, and after each one has completed 3 minutes, we will then have 30 minutes for round-robin sessions in which you have an opportunity to get up out of your seats and go and ask those brief questions and see how many people you can talk to, and we will wrap it up in 30 minutes once we've started the conversation. And I'll come on the microphone and say, ladies and gentlemen, we have 5 minutes, and then we're going to wrap it up. The reason why is we have other interviews to complete tonight. Everyone okay with it? 3 minutes for the candidates, 30 minutes for the public, and we'll wrap it up. If you guys are ready, our first candidate, Dr. Campbell.
Good evening, everyone. As Dr. Johnson said, my name is Tanya Campbell, and I first want to thank every parent that is here tonight. Your presence here tonight just shows your commitment to our students and their achievement. I also want to thank the Board of Trustees for this process and the dedication that they have put in this process. And I also want to take a minute to acknowledge the community members that are here tonight, because your presence here shows a level of support that is needed as we continue to move Lancaster County Schools forward. I look across this room and I see James and Mary. Those of you that know me know that James and Mary are my parents. They raised us with all the love and care and compassion. And if Mary could be here tonight, like she told me today, baby, you're going to do great. I'll be thinking about you. If I could be there, I would be there. I see parents like my husband who wanted to be here, but he's supporting our daughter in one of her school engagements tonight. But unfortunately, not every child in our school system has that same level of support. Today I had an opportunity to visit many of our schools and engage with many of our students. And I met a student today whose mom is going through breast cancer. But he was a happy young man thriving in that school. And why was he thriving in that school? Because he had the love and support of caring adults around him. I had the love and support of caring adults. Some of my favorite teachers, Ms. Moody, Ms. Henson, Coach Whitfield, I knew in those teachers' classrooms that I was loved and cared for. They saw Tanya not only as a student, but as a person. And as your superintendent, I will ensure that every student in our schools, all 1,500, has a caring adult, 15,000, has a caring adult that they know cares about them as a person. One of the classrooms I visited today, the teacher was teaching beginning and ending sounds. And there was a student there who was struggling with the beginning and ending sounds. That teacher looked at the kids in the class and said, I'm pushing her. They knew that her expectation was that we give her the space to do what she needed to do. That culture in that classroom encouraged her to take her time, and she finally got it. They just gave me the 1 minute signal. 3 minutes goes by so fast. So I'm going to wrap this up. Hopefully we can continue the conversation in the back. But here's what I want to say. You may ask, why Lancaster? Lancaster is a school district that is thriving. There is momentum towards success, their academic growth, and we are at the cusp of academic excellence. We have some hard decisions that have to be made. There is no jokes about that, no hiding about that. But here's my promise and my commitment to you. Every decision that I'm involved with will be made based on 3 principles. Is it academically sound? Is it good for students? And is it fiscally responsible? So I ask you, community, I didn't get to tell you that I'm a mighty wildcat. I heard today about all these school communities and community pride. I grew up in Dillon, South Carolina, in that corridor of shame. But we had community pride, and I saw and I felt that today. I need you to join me as we hold each other accountable and support the students in this district as we continue many communities, many students, but as we continue as one Lancaster County School District. That's the church thing.
Thank you, Dr. Campbell. Our next candidate is Dr. Connor. Also, for those who can't be here tonight, they're wearing the lapel mic, so it's being filmed so others who can't be here can see it on live stream. Candidate number 2, Dr. Connor.
Good evening. My name is Marty Connor. I'm a 22-year resident of Lancaster County Schools. I believe I bring unique possessions here to our district. I have 3 children here in our district. They attend the Lancaster County Schools. I also believe it's important that I have been a community member here for the last 22 years. I live in Lancaster County, so I have a unique perspective on what our district is about, how it has evolved over the last 10, 15, 20 years. As a community member, I think it's important to understand the uniqueness of each community that brings to our school district here. I want to share just in brief my experiences that I bring over my last 26 years in education. I was a science teacher for 3 years in Hampton City Schools, where I came in through the alternative certification program. Well, why is that important, I think, Dr. Connor? As we look at the age of retention of teachers and being able to have unique experience to bring more folks in, finding ways to bring in alternative certification teachers will be important to our district as well. I've spent the last 22 years as mainly district and school leaders. I was a high school principal in Rock Hill for 4 years, where I bring a unique experience, I believe, to the perspective of what we do here in Lancaster County Schools. I was a deputy superintendent in Orangeburg City Schools and chief academic officer for almost 4 years, where I led about 7 schools and also 6 departments. Special ed, federal programs. I was also involved in HR. One thing I can note that we did there that was a paramount to what we also may need in our schools here. We moved about 7 of our schools out of what we call the priority status to above average. And so if we think about how we're engaging here in Lancaster County, I believe it's important for us to do about 4 things as a school leader. One, I want to be decisive in our decisions, be very deliberate. I also want to ensure that we are involving you as community members to our school district and engage you in our decision making, having one voice and one vision. As I rode around today and visited 4 of our schools, I think it kind of affirmed for me what was important to our community. And one thing is important, I think, is to unify who we are as a district today. A lot of different things are happening here that are outstanding for our school district, but I want to make sure that we have one voice, one mission, and one Lancaster. As I close today, I want to give you just a brief synopsis of what I believe is somewhat of my entry point to my vision for the school district. Just 4 quick points. One, what's paramount to education is that we provide the outstanding teaching and learning for our students here every day. So I want to ensure that we have and promote high academics. Number 2, as I said earlier, is involving you, the community, in what we do every day. That high community engagement, parental involvement, so your voice can be a part of what we do in making decisions. As we look at the landscape of Lancaster County Schools, I've been here for 22 years, as I said. I've seen the progress, I've seen the challenges, I've seen the evolution. I want to make sure that we are engaging in fiscal management and facilities management as well. And so looking at our capital needs improvements, been able to provide 5 and 10-year studies for our school district to plan for the future. As I close here, I can assure you that my role here will be to engage with you. I'm one that kind of boots on the ground. I roll up my sleeves, get in the mud with you guys, and make sure that we're doing what's best for our children in Lancaster County Schools. I look forward to meeting you tonight, engaging more, and thank you once again for coming out. Thank you.
And we appreciate everyone's patience, but and as I said earlier, we've got 2 more candidates, and once they finish, each one of our 4 candidates will be in the different corners of the building. You can go over and ask those questions, ask some questions about what they said. Make a little note. Stop by, make a comment or a question. Let's keep it moving so that everyone has an opportunity. And next coming up is going to be our 3rd candidate, Dr. Edmonds.
Or should I use my coaching voice? Good evening, everyone. I'm Dr. Ricky L. Edmonds, 28 plus years in education. Children needs, meeting their needs from the inner depths of my heart. You know, some people get into education for various reasons. My reason was driven with the intent to meet the needs of every child that I've been blessed to work with over the last 28 years. So what can I do? What can I do for this district? I will bring to you commitment, integrity, professionalism, and accountability. And it starts with me. I've had the privilege of working in 5 different districts in Georgia. I've built a national network across this nation with other superintendents. And right now, presently, I'm doing some great work for the state of Georgia. First time ever executive coaching program. Never been done before. We're serving in 55 school districts, and we're impacting 200 plus leaders. So my commitment will be true. It will be honest. I will be approachable. And I will be accountable every single day. I have a statement. You may have met someone that will work hard, but I can assure you that they will never outwork me. And that's because of my mother and my father and my upbringing. So I look forward to the opportunity of challenging you as we unify our efforts to build a new pathway for every single child in this school district. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get close to you when I say this again. For every single child in this district. Every single child in this district matters. And I believe that's my 3 minutes. Thank you.
Yeah, it was a counting. That was a little bit early, but we've got 1 more candidate to go, and we're walking them down so that, as you've noticed, none of the candidates are able to hear what the person in front of them is saying. We want the audience, you, to be able to hear everything and compare and contrast what you've heard. So we've got 1 more candidate to go. And again, for those that got in a little bit later, after we hear from the 4th candidate, 1 candidate in each corner of the building, for you to come through and ask a brief question, make a brief statement, and then maybe move on to the next area so that the next person can ask that question. that can make that statement to these candidates. So we'll wrap that up after you've had 30 minutes, and we'll have to shut it down because we have some more interviews to complete. And our fourth candidate tonight is Dr. Williams.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Thank you for the opportunity. I'm extremely humbled and proud to be able to serve as the current interim superintendent of Lancaster County School District, in addition to previously serving as the deputy superintendent. One of the reasons I would like to be the superintendent of Lancaster County School District is, number one, for continuity. We are on a wonderful trajectory. When you take a look at all of the things that you want to see an increase, when you take a look at our test scores, the livelihood of our students, the way that our students have taken back their schools, and the level of ownership and empowerment they have, that's wonderful to see. When you take a look at aside from the test scores, the collegiality that we have as principals, as teachers, as leaders, as members of our community, we have members of our community that are coming together, pulling together. Although we have separate areas, we are one Lancaster. We're uniting. We're coming together for the common good, and we're seeing the benefit of that throughout the community. We're seeing more programs within the organization. We're seeing people that receive the resources that they're in need of continually, and we're also noticing that the members of our community are regaining trust. And that's a big thing. I completely understand that there is a need to build that trust continually, and so that we can help individuals move forward to all of the positive things that are already taking place and those things that are yet to come. And so as decisions are made, I love the fact that we're coming together. We are uniting. We're hearing voices of individuals throughout the community, bringing the faith-based organizations in, also listening to our students. And they have themselves been empowered so that we can continue to be one Lancaster. It is indeed an honor, it's a privilege, and a most humble power that I have to continue to serve the district. Aside from all of those wonderful things, on the other side of every decision that needs to be made, there's a person, there's a human, and we take that to heart. Truly, I'm an affective leader. I really do care how you feel when decisions are made. And there are times when decisions are easily made, but there are also times where we have to make some tough decisions. I think that through active communication, through being transparent, and through displaying the trust, that's how we continue to move forward, not only as a school district, but one school district. Thank you so much.
There you have it. 4 outstanding candidates for 1 outstanding school district. 4 great candidates, 1 school district. You've heard the passion. You've heard the concern. And now we have some school board members who represent you, who have to make that final decision. But now is your turn to meet the candidates one-on-one, face-to-face, ask the brief questions. And if you have a question or something like share for a board member, please feel free to do so later. Maybe after 8 o'clock tonight, if you want to reach out to them. Give them time to get home. Our board members, if you're here, I'm not going to have you raise your hand, but people know who you are, so they will reach out to you after 8 p.m. if they so desire. So if our 4 doctors, Campbell, Dr. Connor, Dr. Edmonds, Dr. Williams, if you each would go to the different respective corners. Dr. Campbell's already in the back. Dr. Edmonds, you're here. This is fine. Dr. Connor and Dr. Williams. Ladies and gentlemen, now is your opportunity to come up, talk to them, speak to them very briefly. I'll be back in how many minutes? 30 minutes. And give you a 5-minute countdown. So let's meet the candidates. Thank you so much. tonight and meeting our candidates, but our time is now up. Just want to remind everyone, if you would, if you have any comments for our board members, please wait until after 9 p.m. That way they'll have time to interview and get something to eat if you want to reach out to them, or maybe tomorrow. So we appreciate everyone coming out. For all of our candidates, but please, we'll report back to the room. We appreciate everyone for coming out tonight. Thank you, Lancaster County.